Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasure Cruise video, we are going to discuss about the 5 most underrated legends, at least in my opinion, in the game. This is a subject and a video idea you guys selected to see this week by voting in a recent poll I made, so definitely subscribe to the channel to not miss out on the opportunity to vote for your favorite video idea next. As we all know, One Piece Treasure Cruise has tons of legends, so of course we can make a follow-up video with even more underrated units. Let me know with a comment and a like if you would want that. But for this list of 5, I considered units that are not really highly valued by the community, they are not talked about a lot, and of course they are not really used in a lot of quests and content, depending at least on my knowledge of the game. Something I stopped myself from doing is number 1, including the newer legends for global in this list, like V3 Lucci or Halloween Perona, 2 considerations I had, but because they are so new, I think it would be unfair to immediately call them underrated, and the same goes for Robin Jinbe and Nami and Usopp. Number 2, I won't include legends just because a big portion of the player base believes or says they are underrated. The perfect example for this, and the reason he is on the thumbnail, is Legend Moria. Maybe the reason you clicked on this video is because you thought I was going to include Moria. Moria is definitely not an underrated unit. He is actually one of the best int characters in the game, and so many players out of the One Piece Treasure Cruise community say he is underrated, and when so many people say something is underrated, it's not really underrated. Same story applies to Moria. Just because he maybe is an underrated character in the One Piece world, he definitely is not an underrated legend in One Piece Treasure Cruise. I think lately more people starting to understand his power and do not really call him that. The other thumbnail unit though, Luffy Sanji, will be the first on the list, which list by the way is not in any particular order. Luffy Sanji, when released in the Japanese version of the game, was easily one of the best units available, but when the legend came out for the global anniversary a couple of months after, it was not even considered to be a must-pull unit. Tons of people skipped the anniversary Sugofest, which was one of the best Sugofests One Piece Treasure Cruise in general has ever witnessed. Why did that happen? Because of Roger. Still, to this day, people think that Luffy Sanji is obsolete and not really usable because we have Roger and he is definitely better in all aspects. Is Roger a better legend? Most likely yes, in the majority of cases. It will always depend on the content, but yeah, Roger is a very strong unit that will also provide you with a super typing. That does not make Luffy Sanji bad though, and that is exactly why I think they are underrated. People are very quick to discredit them and immediately say, oh, Roger is better, so the unit doesn't actually get recognized for how good they are and how strong they can be in a quest, not specifically as a captain, but also as a sub. And something people do not like about them is that they are a dual unit and their singular forms provide a low attack boost. While this is obviously the case and they do not provide a 5 times attack boost, it is extremely rare that in quests you are going to need a 5 times attack boost in every single stage. It is very easy for you to have maximum HP or even overheal with these guys as double captain, so Luffy can provide a 4 times attack boost and Sanji can provide a 3.75 times attack boost, which is not as high as Roger's, but it is still manageable for a quest. Of course, in either the mini boss stage or the final boss stage, you are getting the 5 times attack boost because you are going to have them, both captains actually, in their dual form. Other than the captain multipliers though, what can this unit provide? First of all, it is one of the best overhealing units in the whole game. Their survivability is crazy. They have a very good swap of being able to actually remove debuffs, specifically paralysis, bind and despair, but they can also make RCV slots matching and give you an RCV slot to either have a matching slot or just heal if you need to stall. They also make all of the slots matching, even block slots, and they can give you a 2.5 times attack boost even as a sub, which is extremely strong. They do not just provide an attack boost as a sub, they provide utility and of course even access to super typing because they are Luffy and Sanji, and Luffy is a supernova, but both of them are also Straw Hats. On top of all that, they can be attached with great supports, and they can also be both strength and psi, not just a singular color. Their ability to also deal with hunger pretty easily, not only with their limit break ability but also with their swap, is another very good thing about them, and I think we can all agree this unit is an underrated one these days, even though they are definitely not a bad one. The next unit on this list will be V2 Marco, an int super type unit that got overshadowed by Whitebeard vs Shanks, but also the whole rush to get to the sink. V2 Marco might not be the best in super type unit in the game, but he is definitely a strong one, and he is overlooked both as a captain and especially as a sub. He reduces the change slot impossible debuff by 3 turns, the only unit in the game that can do it. He removes 7 turns of both paralysis and special bind, 2 of the most common debuffs in One Piece Treasure Cruise. He is a great healer and another overheal unit for the list, and then on top of all that great utility stuff, he can provide you with an up to 2.5 times color affinity boost for powerhouse int and psi units, but even if you do have a color affinity, Marco can still give you an alternative boost in damage by giving you a very high chain boost. Such a great special, and even his captain ability is nothing to joke about, because he can be a 5 times captain, of course give you overheal again, so he provides survivability combined with his special, and he can automatically activate his own special in the next turn if you fulfill specific HP requirements. Not to mention his int, cerebral and powerhouse, a great combination of color and classes. And even his super type can completely remove RCV down and give you matching slots, providing they are not block or poison. In my opinion, this V2 Marco is a great successor to the V1 version of the unit, even after he got the Super Evolution. Next on the list will be Smoker. And I know a lot of you guys will be like, what? Smoker? He's not even good. Well, trust me, as someone who was really struggling to get Q super type units, and I know there are better ones out there than Smoker, but Smoker is such a beast. Not only can he be a great Q leading captain, he can provide you with a 2.5 times attack boost and ore boost. And if you have 2 smokers as your captain, you can be not only boosted for 1 stage, but for 2 stages by extending your attack and ore boost to 3 turns instead of 1. On top of that, he can provide immunity to attack down, and I think only 2 units in the game do that, him and Treasure Map Dex Koala. The immunity to burn is not the best thing, but just an added bonus. I think he is definitely an overlooked unit. I am using him pretty often in Kizuna actually, and he is extremely strong. He was super good in the last Kizuna against Ivankov as well. I think that the main problem with this smoker is that as a captain, he only boosts Q units, not Q with classes or Q and all other colors by a lower multiplier, only Q. And that is definitely a disadvantage, not even considering the 4 times attack boost increasing to 5 times or approximately 5 times with perfects. That is not a huge issue, but if he was only boosting, let's say Q and Striker, both with his captain and special abilities, and then he would be much better, not only better as a unit, but also easier to team build around or with. Obviously at the moment we do have better striker captains like Yamato or Roger Newgate, but back when Smoker came out, he would have definitely had more value, and even now he can get a super evolution, even maybe turning him into a super class striker unit, but I do not think that is probable. The super evolution part though definitely is, and I would like to see him get one, and in my opinion, so far, definitely the most underrated unit on this list. Moving away from the super type units, I have to put V3 Akainu on this list. This unit is so good, And I'm not just talking about a captain ability, I'm talking about his special as well. Whenever I am using strength dex or Q teams and we have a barrier, immediately I know that I can use V3 Akainu and make my run so much easier. An enemy has an annoying barrier in a quest, two units immediately come to mind all the time, V3 Akainu and Sugar. And I have to say, this V3 Akainu, if you have a strength dex and Q team, can even give you a pretty decent and respectable attack boost at 2.25 times. And then also, if the enemy does not have defense down immunity, reduce their defense and give you a conditional attack boost as well. This is a huge spike in damage if you can get all of the boosts, just adding to the 3-turn barrier removal. Something not a lot of units in the game have the ability to do, by the way. Even with his captain ability, even though it is not one of the strongest in the game, we all know that, but being able to make 4 different slots matching for the whole team, combined with all of the things he can provide with his special, can make him an amazing secondary captain with another strength super type perhaps, or any unit that is strength dex or Q. Unfortunately, we have not seen a lot of marine related super type units. If we do, and Akainu can also unlock their super type abilities or their super class abilities, then a lot of players will definitely start praising him again. Even his limit break abilities are very nice. He is the very first unit to be featured in a Pirate Rumble Sugofest, and he is actually better than some of the newer Pirate Rumble legends. The next and final unit on the list will be V2 Ace, also known as Halloween Ace. This character is amazing. The main thing holding him back is the fighter and shooter class combination, and not specifically because he has the classes, but because he is boosting them with his abilities. But really, what is there not to like about this ace? I really love this unit. With his captain ability, he can give you matching int and size slots to fighter and shooters. He can remove 10 turns of special bind and special reverse, give you a high HP boost, and then with his special, he can reduce bind by 10 turns and also give you a 2.5 times attack boost for fighters and shooters. So let me get this straight, as a captain, this dude can remove 10 turns of bind, special bind and special reverse. I really cannot wait for him to get a super evolution because he has the potential of being so much better, and with his super evolution, if it is good enough, maybe not underrated anymore. And let's please also talk about his support. He can be attached to Luffy and Sabo, who of course have amazing units in the game as well, and he can remove 3 turns of bind. Amazing support and extremely useful. So many great things about him that it seems like his classes indeed do hold him back. But at the end of the day, if you have him, he can be such a hidden gem. Maybe he's not going to be your captain, but he's going to be an amazing sub. And maybe he can be the support that unlocks your team's potential for victory. One combination I have been using in Kizuna is Halloween Ace with V2 Akainu. V2 Akainu was very close on being on this list, but I didn't want to have 2 Akainu units, so I did not include him. But even with him being extremely old, a combination of Ace and Akainu in Kizuna can provide 10 turns of removing special bind, special reverse and bind because of Ace. Then you will get a 2.5 times attack boost for the classes. Akainu will give you a 2.25 times ore boost and also manipulate your slots to matching, and then you will also get end of turn damage. You can bypass so many stuff with these 2 guys as your captains, but the main thing of course is that they are not super type and they also do not have the best of multipliers. But Halloween Ace is a great character and I am very glad I actually have him in my box. And that one concludes my list. What are your picks? Tell me in the comments below. Do you agree with me or not? Tell me why. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, I would really appreciate it. And you can tell me to make more of these if you did really enjoy it. Do not forget of course to subscribe to the channel for more One Piece Treasure Cruise content. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.